Oh, microphone was off. Hey, everybody. Now the microphone's on. How are y'all doing? It is Friday. It is, what is it? It's June 30th. Oh, man. June 30th. It's the end of June already. How's everybody doing? Welcome to the live stream. I know we missed last week. I had a truck come down the road to my house. A big, tall truck. And they drove and they yanked the internet cable and broke it off of my house. So I had no internet, which was great. I had 2 days of basically no, it was like a day and a half of no internet. It was terrible. It was horrible. But we're good now. Everything's back. I'm online, as you can see. Everything seems to be good. So yeah, we're gonna start over. We're gonna do a new thing. Hey, Pause, I see you're there. Welcome back. Glad you're doing well. Dream Riskers, yeah, that was real fun. I was in the middle of getting stuff up and ready for work that day, and all of a sudden, yank and a bang, and just internet died, and just everything was gone. So I spent the day in a coffee shop. And yeah, that was work that day. I feel like my camera's a little low. Let me raise the desk a little bit. There we go. That feels a little better. Microphone's closer to my mouth. What's the speed of internet in the USA? Vedran asks. I mean, that varies depending on where you live, and how much you want to pay for service. I want to say mine is like, I'm probably going to get these numbers way wrong. I want to say it's like 50 megabits down and 10 megabits up. But I'm probably wrong on that. We're nowhere near speeds in like Korea and certain parts of Europe. But it's okay. It's good enough internet. So I thought today we would play around with Pyramid. Excuse me, play around with Pyramid. Pyramid is a web framework like Django, and they just had, a week or so ago, a new major release of, technically, I guess, a minor release, but a new release of 1.9, the newest version of Pyramid. So I thought we would play around with this one a little bit. I have very, very limited experience with Pyramid. In fact, I would say I have almost no experience with Pyramid. And so I thought we would give it a try. We'd see how it works. And then I would try and replicate a pretty awesome project that a friend of mine created. So Melanie Cunningham, I think that's her name. Melanie C. She created this really awesome app here that's called 5up. So basically you sign up and you will get a really nice positive text message at a few random times during the day, which is really cool. So I thought we'd try and replicate this using like Twilio and Pyramid. Excuse me for just a moment. It's really hot in my room, so I want to turn the fan on. Hopefully that doesn't create any weird lights. We'll see. So anyway, we'll try and get to this. We'll try and get to using Twilio. Twilio? I can't remember if it's one L or two L's. It's one L. Try and use Twilio and build something similar. I don't think we'll build the entire thing. We may not get to it today at all. It may have to be something we do in a couple of weeks, or over a couple of weeks. But we can give it a try. We'll see what we can build. So, but we're gonna start with just playing with Pyramid, and of course that means we're gonna work through like a Pyramid tutorial. So let's give that a try. So I'm here in PyCharm, and PyCharm has a oh, I forgot to put this on do not disturb. Just don't disturb me at all. All right. So we've got pyramid here, and I'm just gonna call this nice texts because I don't know what else to call it. We probably want the alchemy starter because we're gonna want to use SQL Alchemy for the database. Jinja2 for the templates, and sure, we'll install them there. So let's just see what this does for creating a project for us. Dream Riskers, I will be sure and let the front end teachers know that you like Treehouse. I will let Nick and Gil and Treasure and Andrew all know, because I know they would love to know that you like it. So I want to look and make sure that for this project, it is using the newest version of Pyramid. It is 1.9. Great. All right. And speaking of, I actually just got a message from the 5-up service. So cool. That's very good timing. All right. So let's see what we have here. We've got this is what it generated for me. So we've got the development INI. What is going on in here? Let's see. We've got, here's a database, debug toolbar. We've got other random settings here. Toolbar only appear. Okay, yeah. And then we've got a WSGI thing going on here. So I'm going in somewhat blind to this. There's a lot of this here that I don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm just kind of looking at it. And then we have a production INI. Which looks really similar, actually. But I can see, like, I mean, server main is the same, I guess. Oh, well, no, this one listens on all hosts. All right, so there's a little difference there. All right. So let's look at setup. Those were not required. Are they not required or provided? Pyramid debug toolbar. Pyramid. No, those are not. Yeah, let's go ahead and install those. Okay. So let that do this stuff. Let's see. Let's look at chat for a moment here. Eternal Mist says I need to do a bottle or hug or another API star session. I'd love to. I don't know when I'll get the chance to do another API. I kind of need like an idea for what to do on these. So, you know, send me your ideas. If you've, there's Twitter's right there. So send me your ideas on what you'd like to see me build with API star or bottle or hug or whatever, and maybe we can do it. Who knows? So yeah. So letting this install some stuff. While it's doing that, let's look over here at nice texts. So they're just doing that there. So maybe we'll jump out and try this first. Because I'm actually not sure where do we start? Where's our entry point? Okay, readme.txt. Oh, okay. Well, let's follow these instructions here. We'll go into our terminal. Always good to follow the instructions. So install this, okay, and then initialize. That doesn't work. Okay. Initialize nice texts db development.ini. Okay, so that worked. And then we do pserve development.ini. Now, I want to see. Yeah, too bad. If you're doing a Django project, there's a thing up here. It's like run manage.py command. I was hoping there was a similar thing for pyramid, but it looks like there's not. So we should be able to go here to 6543, and we get the alchemy scaffold. All right, that's cool. Thanks everyone for recommending the Treehouse Python classes. I'm glad to do them. Yuval, Pyramid is a Python framework similar to Django. It's actually a combination. There used to be two projects that were named Pylons and Turbo Gears. Yeah, Pylons and Turbo Gears. And then Zope was kind of this like collection of packages that was floating around that people would randomly use. And anyway, so those three all kind of came together and ended up making Pylons. Sorry, not Pylons. Pyramid. So yeah, so let's check out. No, I don't want to move anything. Default. So this is route name home. Renderer is templates, my template Jinja 2. Yeah, that looks like this thing. Right? Yeah, that looks like that. Okay. Okay, so let's look here at routes. So for routes, we have include me. And so we've added a static view here, and we've added a route named home. That's at /, which this would be. Okay. And then we're bringing in routes, we're bringing in models, we're making a WSGI app. Okay. And then here, this is called my view. Oh, but the route name is home. Okay, so because we said that this view's route name is home, and let me close off a few of these. And because in here we've said there's a route named home that is located at /, then that finds this route, which is the my view, and it handles the whole thing. Okay. That makes sense. I can see what's going on there. And then we have my template here, and we've got project coming out. Project is listed as nice texts. Are we using one in here anywhere? We're not. Okay. So let's take this all out, and let's just put in one. Okay, and so then we've got a model here. So let's look at our models, at my model. So we're going to have a name, and we're going to have a value. Okay, so we should be able to print out one.name and one.value. And we get 1, 1. Okay. That's cool. Simple enough. Okay. Let's just see what we can do. Let's just start. I want to see what's here in meta. Recommend naming convention used by Alembic, as various different database providers will auto-generate vastly different names, making migrations more difficult. Okay. Okay. Let's look at this model. So, table name is models. Oh, let's look at the database view too. Do you not? Oh, we haven't added the data source. Okay, let's add SQLite. And the file would be here, projects, nice texts. I know I saw one, that one right there. SQLite, apply, okay. Database, there's the database, there's the main schema, and then we have this models table. So that's kind of weird just having a table called models, but okay. So let's try making a new model. So let's call this user. And I'm just going to import all of this and then just change things because I don't know exactly what I'm doing here. Because that's the way to do it. So we want a username. We want a phone number. So let's just hold that as text as well. And what else would we want on this? Let's see. So she's capturing a name, an email address, a phone number, a phone provider, a time zone, and a password. So the password I think we could skip because we could just text them a link to come in and do whatever they wanted to do. Time zone and phone provider are probably good because I'm assuming we might be able to deal with different, depending on what your provider is, you might have different texting rules, like rules for sending you text messages. Email address I think is good. Okay, so let's take name, email address, phone number, time zone. So she's got this just... Let's not worry about time zone. We'll just send you a random text. Send you. It's probably not actually going to work, but we're going to send you a random text. And if you get it at 2 in the morning, you get it at 2 in the morning. And then I'm not going to worry about phone provider either. So name, email address, phone number. That's good enough for now. Okay. So name, phone number. Let's make this more explicit. And email is column text. They're all text. We didn't use integer. Oh, we used integer, yeah. Okay, and then here, oh, this should be user. User, and then we'll do user index. Okay, so we're creating an index on this table for the column named name. So that column will be indexed. Is the name what we're going to be looking at most often? Okay, we've already got the ID primary keyed, so that's going to be indexed. We probably don't even need the index, but we'll leave the indexed for now just in case. Okay, so now though, how do I... Oops, not what I meant to do. Starting this again. Yuval, where did I buy this PyCharm t-shirt? I didn't. I got it at PyCon. The PyCharm people, the JetBrains people, gave it to me. So thank you very much, JetBrains people. Y'all are really nice. Okay, I need to do this initialize nice texts db development.ini. No, okay. So let's see, I don't care about that. Init, okay. Import or define all models here to ensure they are attached to the base.metadata prior to any initialization routines. Okay. So this needs to be user, import user. And then this is creating sessions. Include me, we're including stuff. Okay. So that's going to do that. Okay, so I'm assuming that's going to set up all that. Okay. So then, what I need to do... Alright, so I know it's complaining here, But I saw up here, where was it? There it is, that it created that table for us. So if we come over here to the database and we refresh the database, we should now see a users model. Woohoo, we got a users model. Okay. That's great. Okay. So let's see if we can make a view and a route for creating a new user. So let's do a new file here, and let's just call this users.py. This will be our users views. I'm going to copy all of this, but I don't think I'm going to need it all. I don't think I'm going to need, like... Yeah, okay. So let's do here, let's do sign up. Sign up. Sign up. Sure. Okay. We're not going to do any of that stuff just yet. We're not going to do any of that stuff just yet. We're just going to render a template at this point. So let's copy and paste, and let's call this sign up. It extends that layout, and let's just do sign up here. And then in routes, we had a thing we had to do, right? Routes.py, yeah, look at that. Okay, so now let's do sign up. Is that what I called that view? I didn't. I'm gonna make this consistent. There, and then let's refactor, rename, sign up. All right, and then in routes we've got sign up there, and we're gonna do this at sign up. Okay, so now I need to do that pserve development.ini. Let's see what this... What is that? Okay, so let's actually... Let's stop that. If I run this... That just runs it. Okay, nice. So I don't have to... That's not what I wanted to refresh. That's what I wanted to refresh. And if I go to /sign up here. All right, check that out. The stream. Oh, sorry, the stream. Yeah, I got a few hundred dropped frames there. Since we switched to just YouTube, it's been a little weird. I keep getting this video output low. So either my internet is being a little weird, or I need to bump up how much data comes out, but I can't do that while we're live. I need like some time to test and just see what I can do. But that's going to be a little while. Okay. Let's look at some tutorials here to try to figure out how to do forms. Because I want to be able to do a form. Views, adding authentication. I may need to do that later. Authorization, I'll need to do that later. Okay, so let's look at authentication. Authentication should have forms in it, right? That's generally how you use forms. Permissions checks, edit page, log in, log out, form.submitted. Oh, they're just handwriting a form? What? There has to be a better way of doing, right? Right? There has to be a way to do that. It can't just be that, can it? Wow, there is so much here that I'm scrolling through. Let's just do pyramid forms. I am not a PyCharm developer. No, I like PyCharm, but I do not. I don't work on PyCharm. And of course, it's just looking for actual pyramids. Okay, that's cool. Let's see what this pyramid simple form is. Thanks for answering questions there. Pause. Okay. All right, well, you know what? If we need to, we will just do it like that. So let's look at this layout to Jinja and see what we have here. So we've got a lang there. We've got some stuff there. We got CSS there. Okay, so title isn't a block. So let's make this a block. Block title. Actually, I like to call this, like, say, head title. Okay, so we've got that. Okay, and so then over here we can do like block head title, and we can just put like sign up for nice texts. And then now when we come over here and we look at this, we'll get sign up for nice texts here in the menu bar. Yeah, Amar, pyramid is strange. I've used it a few times, like just playing around with it, and it always kind of comes across as I would probably be happier just using Django or Flask. But that said, you know, should always give stuff a try, right? Like, there's no reason not to give it a try. So, oh man, this is just so weird that it's just hard coded. But okay, we'll try it. Okay, so let's indent all of this properly. Let's minimize the run there. Okay, so this has like a next URL. It's got a username, which we wouldn't want username. We would want our user model here. So we'd have name, phone number, and email. Okay, so let's handle that. So let's call this name, and we'll say, what's your name? Or how about, what should I call you? Name's equal to name, value is equal to name. And then here we'll say email. What's your email address? Type's equal to email, name's equal to email. Value, whoa. Value is equal to email, if it comes through. And then lastly, we need phone number. Question mark. There we go. What's your phone number? And there's a tell, right? Input type equals tell. I think that's right. Yeah. Okay. Type equals tell. Name is going to be phone number, and value would be phone number. That'll be form submitted. Value equals sign up, and this here is sign up. Okay. Refresh that, and we've got our form, which is looking ever so nice. if we're gonna use Bootstrap, like let's use Bootstrap, right? Form group, yeah. There we go. That looks a little bit nicer. Maybe not great, but nicer. Okay, so now let's hop over here to our view. And I want to just do debug. Run with debug. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and submit this. So you should call me Kenneth. You should email me at kenneth@teamtreehouse.com. And my phone number is 555-555-5555. Sign up. And we got a request. We got a post, which is a multi-dict. And inside that, we got items. And so we got next is nothing. We got name is Kenneth. We got email. We got phone number. We got form submitted. Awesome. All right. That looks pretty solid. Okay, so let's stop. Run that like normal. Minimize that. Get rid of that. And go back and look at this thing that we had here. So, in this view, move that over so I can see it while I'm in here. Okay. We'll do soft wraps just so y'all can see what's going on there. Okay, so sign up. I don't know if we really care about next URL. I don't think we're ever going to have a next URL. So let's actually go ahead and strip that out of here. And this class form doesn't really exist either, so we'll strip that out. Okay, so don't care about that. Okay, we don't care about the message. We don't care about the login. So let's try this. If form.submitted in request.params. So that was, we had that, what was it, request dot, it's probably params. But we had the thing, it was like the list of two tuples, the multi-dict. That was it. We had a multi-dict. So that's looking through that multi-dict to see if that's in there. So now, let's do name is equal to request.params name. And email is equal to email. And phone number is equal to phone number. Okay. So then we need to actually try and create the user. So something that I liked here was like if message p strong message in diff. So that way we can send them a message saying, hey, you can't do blah, 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 blah. Right? One thing I realized I didn't have here is I need to make sure that this is all unique. Like unique together. We'll fix that later. We'll figure that out later. Okay. So we want to create a new user. Log in, log out. Add page. So here we're doing request.db.query page. Filter by. So I'm gonna do this. I need to make a new user. Okay, which means I need to import the user model. And we'll just do a really terrible check here first. We'll say if request.db session.query user .filter by name equals phone number equals phone number dot count is greater than 0. So if we get more than, if we get any single person, if we get any person that already has that phone number, we're gonna just tell them, hey, we already have somebody with that phone number, and then we'll tell them to do something. I don't know what we'll do at that point, but we will do something. So we'll just return name is name, email is email, phone number is phone number, and message is that phone number is already registered. Alright, and we'll break these to new lines because I don't like things that are long. Okay, so if we already have somebody that's registered with that phone number, we're going to immediately kick them out. I would much rather enforce this on the database level, but we're not going to worry about that right now. Okay, else, I want to do user equals user, name equals name, email equals email, phone number equals phone number, and then request.db session.add user, and then I guess at that point really I would want to send them to somewhere else. I don't want to redirect to some other view, so let's see how to do that. I know somewhere in here there is a docs. Community cookbook, that's a cool thing to go look at. But I want API documentation. Response. Is there a response in here that goes somewhere? Pyramid, return, redirect. Yeah, I missed the T. That'll be fine. It'll know what I mean. How can I redirect after post in pyramid? There we go. So that HTTP found. Okay, so HTTP found is the thing to use, which is an HTTP exception. Okay. Okay. From pyramid.http exceptions import HTTP found. And right here we want to return HTTP found, and I like this thing here. So request.route URL, request.route URL to home. So that will send us back to that weird looking page. Okay. So I think we're good. Let's go test this out. Where's my page? There's my page. And I will look at chat here for a second. Let's see. What is Pyramid? Pyramid is a web framework similar to Django. but it's not Django. I have not tried Google Code Jam, Shubham. Give me a brief idea of what's that about. I'm not using Tor browser. I'm using Chrome, and I use DuckDuckGo instead of Google search because DuckDuckGo doesn't track you, and DuckDuckGo has the bang commands, which are absolutely amazing. One of my favorite. I love those so much. Do I know about ACM ICPC? I do not know. Okay, so you should call me Kenneth. My email address is kenneth@teamtreehouse.com, and my phone number is 555-555-5555. So sign up. You didn't redirect me to there. Okay. But let's see if anything got entered into the database. No. Okay, cool. I guess. So let's look. Nothing to debug. Okay. Let's look at my form here. Actions, nothing. So action should go straight back to where it is. Method is post. Okay. So was form.submitted in request.params? Let's find out. So we're connected to the debugger, Kenneth at teamtreehouse.com, which I misspelled that, but whatever. Okay, so it was. So we're inside of here. Let's see, do we have something in here that's just request? No. Do we have params? Yeah, here's params. Okay. And then there's our dictionaries. So then we're looking through this, and we've got name, we've got email, we've got phone number, and we've got form submitted. Okay. So our next... how do we go to the next one? Show execution point. Step over, step into. Next frame? Nope, that's not what I wanted. Okay, so then we get to there. So now name is set. And now name and email are set. Phone number is set. Okay, so then we have this request object still. Okay, so that didn't find anything. So now we're going through here. So now we've made a user. So here's our model object. We can see there's our email address. There's our name. There's our phone number. So at this point, we should have something in the database. How do we not have... Isn't that what that does? That should save it. Okay. Well, let's just keep going here. Let's just resume execution. Okay, so that time it took us home. So now, if I check here, there's the user. Okay, so maybe something just wasn't running last time. So it did work. So we have a user now. Cool. All right. So now there's a user. Great. So I don't care about the view derivers. I don't care about that. Let's try submitting another user with that same email address. So you should call me Sam, but my email address is kenneth@teamtreehouse.com, which I think I misspelled, so let's misspell it the same way. Hose.com. 555. But we were searching by phone number, not by email address, but I'm still going to get them both wrong. That phone number is already registered. Awesome! That's so great. Okay. We should also have a thing in here that's like... let's do a thing here that's like .get. CS, that. No? Okay. And the reason I'm doing .get on this is because it will give me none if it doesn't have it. So we'll do if not all name, email, phone number. Then I want to do this, do a return here, and say, please fill out all fields. And something else that we can do to make this just a little bit easier for people is we can go in here and we can put in required. And so now, if I try to submit this, Chrome tells me that it's required, right? So, but if I'm on a browser that doesn't enforce that, then now the view will tell me, hey, you've got to send all the stuff through. Okay. Cool. Like I said, I'd like to be able to not have to do all of this directly in here, but that's not what I have right now. Okie dokie. All right, so we have our view. Let's see if we can make it send the texts. I mean, because we've done a basic pyramid thing, right? Like, well, first of all, let's SQL Alchemy unique together. Let's see if we can get the database to do what we want the database to do. Yeah, I want to add a unique constraint. So you can just do that. Okay. Where's my model? Here's my model. I'm going to guess I would import unique constraint here. And then let's do unique constraint. Oh, that goes into here. Table args. Okay, that's not weird. Unique constraint. Okay, so then name, phone number, email. Do I want them to all have to be unique together? Because if you give me a different name... No, I just want phone number to be unique. That's really the only thing that needs to be unique. So there might be an easier way. SQL Alchemy unique. There might be an easier way of doing that. Hey, Dark Dev, how are you doing? It's been a little while since I've seen you. Mr. Khan, I am obviously very biased, but I think Treehouse is a pretty awesome thing. And Ekax, that's pretty awesome. You're employed as a full-time JavaScript developer. Year and a half ago, you didn't know how to code. Treehouse is where you got most of your knowledge. That's amazing. That's awesome. I'm very happy that you have been successfully employed and that you learned your stuff. Okay, I'm gonna guess that is enough there. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to delete that database. Delete. Cannot delete that. Oh, probably can't delete it because it's in use. Okay. Stop. Delete. Can't delete it. Okay. Terminal. Let's run that. Table args must be a tuple, dict, or none. Oh, that's correct. That is not currently a tuple. There we go. It failed to add that one value because it had a unique constraint on it. Unique constraint failed on model's name. You know what? Let's get rid of this my model. Like we don't need that. And then get rid of that as well. Do the refactor. Oh, just delete it. Just get rid of it. Do what I tell you to do. Okay. So that means I should be able to drop that table because we don't have that table anymore. User index, name unique. Name should not be unique. We need to make sure name is not unique. So let's do an index here on phone number. Let's do a new unique constraint here on email. So we're enforcing that email has to be unique, and then because our phone number has an index on it, that will make it be unique as well. And oh yeah, and we have that here, right? Because we said unique equals true. Okay, so let's just drop this database as well. And then come back to our terminal, run our command again. Oh, that's true. You can't do that. Where is initialize DB is right there. Yeah, we shouldn't need any of that. Okay. Let's try that again. Okay, that created our thing. Okay, let's go ahead and run our app and come back over here and we'll sign up again. All right, go ahead and sign up. There. That my model was everywhere. Okay. Call me Kenneth. Kenneth at teamtreehouse.com. Okay. Sign up. 1 is undefined. That's going to be in that template. There. Okay. Are you happy now? Was that the only thing you were complaining about? My goodness. Uncaught exception. Is that just because of that? Let's look at our database again. Let's look at our users. Okay, we have a user. Okay. All right. So everybody caught. Is everybody good at this point? Everybody. We're an hour in. Let's pause for a moment. Is there anything in this that we've done in all the pyramid stuff that's lost anybody? That's confusing to anybody? if you have any questions about Pyramid at this point, let me know. We will see you later, Dark Dev. Have a good weekend. Oh, there's a new Ludum Dare in August? Oh, man. I did the last one. I might just have to do this one too. We'll find out. But yes, any questions about Pyramid, SQL Alchemy, putting a record into a database, any of that stuff? Anything there that y'all are worried about, or confused about, or lost, or anything like that? Let me know. Give you a minute or two here. Any questions also about Pyramid, Python, Treehouse, games that are behind, anything? Any questions? Okay. While y'all are typing that, I'm going to get an API key here for Twilio. So I'm going to do that over here where y'all can't see. And get a password. Let's regenerate that since that one showed up on screen. There we go. SMS. Other, or yeah, I'll just say other. Language will be Python. Not a production app. Okay, get started. Create new Twilio Treehouse. Save that login. We need to verify that you're human. Okay. Can verify that I'm human. The last couple of changes were a little strange. You mean when I was stripping out all the my view thing? 3176. Are you talking about when I was stripping out like the my view and my database stuff? Pause, or was it something else? Did you see the documentation for Flask RESTful is broken, especially the API reference? I did not see that. I'm not necessarily surprised. Things get updated. Documentation breaks a lot. So just, you know, documentation breaks. It really sucks, but it breaks. Do I have any other recommendations for a Flask API? Honestly, at this point, I'd probably just say to use API Star instead of any Flask API. Hug seems cool. I don't have a Flask thing that I could give you. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Akax, what's my first impression comparing Django to... Oh, comparing Pyramid to Django or Flask. So Pyramid is much more in the vein of Flask, where you, like, assemble your own bits and pieces, right? So you go, oh, I want Peewee, or I want SQL Alchemy, I want Jinja 2, or I want Mako. You kind of pick all the little bits and pieces that you want to use in your Pyramid project, and then you use it all together, and it'll make whatever your thing is that you want to make. And that's really cool. That's a really nice feature. And Pyramid is a bit more robust, maybe, than, like, Flask seems to be. So, if you're building something of a similar size to Django, but you don't want all the baggage that Django brings along with it, because Django is very heavy. There's a lot of stuff in Django. I can see Pyramid being a really good suggestion and a really good solution for that. Personally, though, I'm a big fan of the like all-in-one solution that Django gives you, so I don't know that I would ever reach for Pyramid over Django. But that's me personally, and that's also why we're doing this, is to give a chance to play around with Pyramid and show it off to people who maybe wouldn't have ever given it a try. So pause. So what we did was we got rid of that extra model that we didn't need, and then due to how the app was set up either by Pyramid or by PyCharm, I don't know who was responsible for that, the model was just referenced through the entire project. So I was just having to kind of go through and find all the places where it was referenced and then strip out those. And this last bit here was that it was referenced in a template, and so the template was the template was showing that it didn't have that variable. So something I haven't clicked on yet, but I just realized is a thing, is we have this debug toolbar here, which shows us what's going on with like our recent requests and stuff. So like here's our post to sign up. These were our variables that went in, and like our CSRF token and stuff. Here's what happened in SQL Alchemy. So it made 2 queries. It made one query where we looked for that phone number, and then we made another query here. So what I would imagine we could do, and I'd have to look up how to do this, but what I would imagine that we could do is instead of doing this, we could try to do this, and if it came back as a database error, then go, oh, hey, that user already exists, here's your error message. I don't know how to do that, though. So maybe we will look that up later. I want to start, though, trying to get the Twilio thing to work to send out a message. So, I know that Pyramid has the ability to do command line things. To where you can basically set up like I want to run a command line script, and it goes off and does the thing. So what I'm assuming is that this scripts directory here, where we have this initialize DB, I'm assuming that this is the basic idea. So let's just duplicate this. Is there not a duplicate thing? You would think there'd be like just the ability to immediately click a thing and then make duplicate. I guess I can just do copy here. So let's call this send texts. Okay. And then we'll import the things that we need to import here. So we can do from ..models import user. Import. There we go. Usage equals that. I don't care about the config URI. I'm just gonna leave that alone. We're just whatever. So there actually shouldn't be any here. So let's just say if this is greater than 1, because argv is all the command. Yeah. We'll try that. Okay, so we don't care about the rest of that. Set up logging. Okay. Oh, excuse me. Felt like I was gonna sneeze there. Okay, so what we should do here is we should be doing. We need to do a query. URL, templates, sessions using events, INIs, logging, command line, Let's open that one up and let's see what's in there. Okay. That's a lot of stuff there. Interactive shell, extending the shell. Not worried about that stuff right now. Alternate shells, displaying all application routes, displaying tweens. Tween is a bit of code that sits between the main pyramid application request handler and the WSGI. So they're middleware. Okay. They call middlewares tweens. Okay. Writing a script. I don't care about writing a script. Changing the request. Cleanup. Okay. That wasn't helpful at all. Let's just see. Let's see. Users equals user dot query dot all. Something like that. Print users. Let's try that. And then we'll come here to our terminal and let's just run send texts. No? Okay. Scripts slash send texts. Python scripts send texts.py. No such file or directory. I'm pretty sure there is right there. Am I missing something? Let's see. Is there anything in here that includes like a list of scripts? Loggers. Console handler. No. Okay. Setup.py. Yep, there we go. Okay. So we want to have here send texts equals nice text.scripts.send texts :main. Okay, so well, let me get this working, and then we'll talk about what that is. And then if I do send texts, cool. Okay, get a thing there. All right, so this right here, this entry points, this is all the places where if we were to run this, what gets run, right? So this main here is what's running like our app. This right here gives us our console scripts, so other console commands that we can run that interact with this thing. So that's why we had to add that there. All right, that's cool. That's fine. Squid crafted. Pyramid. I keep wanting to say pyramid. Pyramid is a web framework for Python. It's similar to like if Django and Flask had a baby kind of thing. It's a combination of like Django and Flask. MR isn't a big fan of it. I think it's okay though. It's a different approach to building a web thing. So while I don't think it's a bad thing, I just think it's a different kind of thing. Let's look back over here at this. So that would have a config URI. So really we should probably pass in a config URI because we don't want to be able to say like, hey, use this with debug, or hey, use this with production, right? So let's do this less than 2. That's less than. And let's do that as that. Okay. So then I'd probably want to do like development.ini. Oh, and then yeah, I would need those 2 things to be right there. So now if I was to do that, okay, so now we get that. Okay, so now I need to see how to do this query. Oh, I think it's engine dot engine dot you know what? Let's see if we can find. Let's look at this My Project thing. Because I bet this. Yeah, look at that. That sets up a lot of stuff. Yep. So this is what we had when we ran the thing. So I want to see. Oh, is it not going to show it to me? My project package? No. Trove classifiers. Is there somewhere I can just go look at this code? Where can I just go look at it? I don't see it listed here anywhere. Okay. Let's just see what we have here. So we have the engine. SQL Alchemy query. Query API. Okay. Session.query. So I don't have a session here. Get session factory. Get TM session. So we had this in an old version of this file. Local history. That was when we created it. What do we... There we go. There we go. This is what I want. There we go. I want those things. Sorry, I'm just going to move this over to the side real quick. Okay, so we had... Settings was that. We had engine, base. Okay, so then we did session factory equals get... Oh, not in here. Not in here. This isn't where I want to do it. I want to do it in here. Okay, I have to type it in here so that I can see it. And then I'll copy it over. Session factory equals get session factory. And I need to pass engine into that. Engine. Okay, and then with transaction.manager, which that, doing it with the transaction just guarantees, like, if I try to do this and it fails, then it won't leave the database in a bad state. db session equals get tm session, and I pass that session factory and transaction manager, but that is transaction dot manager. And then we would do like model equals user. Oh, but we don't want to do that. We want to do db session dot query. I don't know. I'll look that up in a minute. Okay. So let's take all of that out and put it into there. Okay. So now I want to do like session.query some mapped class. So that would be user. So let's do users equals that, and then let's print users. All right, let's see if that works. Gave me a bunch of info, and that gave me a query, and it says there's no users. But there are users? Okay. For user in users, print user.name. Or actually user.phone number. There we go. There's the phone number. Okay, and then it rolled back because nothing got committed to the database. Okay. That was a lot of work just to get a freaking database to work. But we got it. Yay. Y'all excited about that? Okay, so this is where we're going to handle, we're going to connect to Twilio and we're going to send the text message to somebody. But I see there's a little bit of chat over here. Squidcrafted is thinking of joining Treehouse soon. That'd be awesome. We'd love to have you. Mr. Khan says, hey, Kenneth, what's the best programming / script language for beginners for someone who's interested in front end? I'm now learning JavaScript. If you specifically want to do front end, JavaScript is probably your best bet. Simply because that's like the language for front end. That said, if it's your very first intro to programming, I actually don't think JavaScript or Python is a great choice. I think if it's your very first time learning programming, go with SQL. Go with SQL. And the reason is because SQL is much more similar to how we're used to interacting with people. You're used to telling somebody, hey, get me that book with the red cover. And that person will go and find you a book with a red cover and bring it to you, right? That's how SQL works. With SQL, we go, hey, give me the user that has this phone number. And SQL goes, here's that user. Or goes, I don't have any users with that phone number. So it's much closer to how we work with other people. It's called an imperative programming language because you're telling it what to do. Right? Yeah. As opposed to all the others, which are declarative, where you're telling it how to do the thing you want it to do. So with like JavaScript or Python, you're like, hey, I need you to go over to this place, and I need you to look for a thing that's going to be a book, and that book's going to have this cover, and if you can find that, then give it back to me. And so it's a lot more steps, it's a lot more trouble. And I find that declarative is a little bit twistier of a thing to pick up. I think imperative, and I may have those terms backwards, forgive me, is easier. So SQL for the very first language you ever learn, and then JavaScript or Python after that. Akax asks, how do I like developing on Windows? They find it difficult because of a lack of native Bash integration. JavaScript guys is totally different for me, but is Python development easy without Bash? Honestly, I don't know why JavaScript would be difficult on Windows. It's pretty... Programming on Windows isn't hard. The worst thing I found is you will occasionally find packages, libraries that don't support Windows, and so then you're left out in the cold if you want to use that thing. But that's the fault of those developers and not the fault of Windows. if you are developing a language or a library and you're not supporting all the major OSs, you're doing a bad thing. You should support the major OSs. But as MR brings up, you can definitely go and turn on the Linux subsystem, and then you get something like this, where you've got, you know, whatever, and it's Ubuntu running inside of Windows. Oh, excuse me. And this is okay. It's decent. This is a little bit different of an operating system from Windows, obviously. And it's also a little bit different for interaction. You occasionally have like file permissions and things like that. So it can be a little weird, but it is nice. It's a cool little thing to have. Did I ever put Vim on here? I did. I need to work with that some more. Okay, and Spacey Bread asks, what are we making today? So we're playing around with Pyramid, which is a web framework similar to Django or Flask, or a combination of those two, actually. And we're going to make it send text messages, or we're going to try to at least. So, okay, I'm going to hop over here into my Twilio thing. So I may have a hard time seeing chat for a moment. Let me get some Twilio stuff set up here. Okay, there's my number. That's a good number. Okay. Thanks, Twilio. Okay. So now I need to build my application. Okay. So I can have that send a thing. Okay. I want I can't see it. Okay. I know we're capable of sending text messages to your destination. Different country. Okay. Download and install the Twilio helper library. So you do that for whatever your language is. So for Python, let's it's only going to go to the Python library 6. The old one is officially supported, but it's going to go away. To install that, we need to pip install Twilio. Okay, easy enough. So let's come over here, go to our settings, look at all those things we have installed already, and let's add Twilio. That's what we want, and we want version 6. Manual cap, yes. I mean, if you're brand new to programming, you've never done any serious programming before, start with SQL. Start with SQL. Simply because I think it's an easier language because, again, it's declarative. You're telling it what to do. That's it. Declarative. You're declaring what it should do. You're not telling it how to do the things. You're not being imperial about it. Language is stupid. Anyway, so because of that, you are, yeah. So let's do Twilio. Cool. So now it knows that I need Twilio installed to run this, so that's neat. So anyway, SQL's better if it's your very first programming language because you're telling it how to do the things you want, or you're telling it what you want it to do, not how to do those things. So you can get straight to the logic of understanding conditionals and loops and all that kind of stuff without having to worry about structures and things like that. When you do like left outer joins and stuff like that, that's effectively functional programming, right? You're filtering a list of things. So, okay. So we have that installed. Okay, so we've installed that. Okay. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look over here in development INI, and I want to see if I can add app main. Okay, let's see if I can add Twilio dot account SID. That's going to be something. And then Twilio dot auth token, which that's going to be something as well. And I kind of wonder if I shouldn't edit those outside of this. So I'm going to pop open a new editor, just because I have a feeling those probably shouldn't be things visible to all of y'all. Not that I distrust anyone, but just that it seems like it's probably smarter to not be sharing those on the internet. So I'm going to open that up here, and I'm going to fill those in. So copy that, paste that right there. That's the SID. And then where do I get my auth token? Can I get an auth token? What are my trial restrictions here? Get a number. Send SMS from your Twilio SMS enable, but not from your verified personal number. Alphanumeric sender IDs can't be used. Send it from a Twilio trial account. Okay. Okay. How do I get my auth token? Oh, I see. Slash console. That's supposed to give me my auth token. Auth token is loading. Click to view. There it is. Copy. Paste. Save that. Okay. Okay. So let's see. Let's see. Okay. So now I should be able to get those inside of, not inside there, not inside there, not inside there, inside here. Because, yeah, we've got like this get app settings and stuff, right? Get app settings, config URI, so sessions. So, okay, I'm going to try doing here, I'm going to try doing print Twilio dot account SID, because that alone isn't really something useful for all of y'all. Settings dot config dick. Okay. Yep, there it is. Okay. Cool. So now I should be able to do, this really doesn't need to be the transaction manager, but whatever. That's fine. So we'll say account SID equals settings Twilio dot account SID, and auth token equals settings Twilio dot auth token. Making myself as you know, honestly, Tornado I don't have any experience with, but virtual envs and debug auto relay requirements.txt, it's really not a chore. It's very common compared to literally every other yeah, I mean it's exactly like everything else. So I'm sorry you find that annoying, but it's pretty common. So okay, from Twilio.rest import client. So we want to bring in the Twilio client. Also, I don't get why people would show up to a stream about Python and then be like, I hate Python. Like, that's just silly. Okay, client account SID auth token. Okay, so we got that. So here we'll say message equals client. Actually, no, let's not do that. So let's just do this. We'll say message equals hi, name. You look awesome. And we'll format that with user.name. And then here we will do client.messages.create. And 2 will be, we'll do +1 there. And then something. And that will be formatted with user.phone number. From, I would assume from knows what it is. Body equals message. All right, let's try that. Let's see if that sends a message. Here equals name. Oh, yeah, that's true. I didn't say name equals that. Unable. Strange. Mr. Khan, is SQL and MySQL the same? So SQL is a language. And then there are multiple databases that implement that language as like ways to look up stuff, right? So MySQL is a database that uses the SQL language in order to store records, look up records, things like that. PostgreSQL is another one. SQLite is another one. There's, you know, plenty of these out there. I'm doing what you told me to do. Okay. Let's try changing this from here. So 1-928-770-5693, because that's the number Twilio gave me. So we'll try that. Huh. Still having issues. Open that up. Let's see what this says over here. 404. Missing an SID in the request path. Okay, let's try what they're having me do here. So let's just do like MSG, or we'll call it text. Text equals that. Print text.syd. Okay, so let's try that. See if that does anything. No, still getting the same thing. Unable to create record. Why would we be unable to create that record? Maybe it doesn't need the +1? Maybe it should just be user.phone number? No. It needs to authenticate. So this is error 2003. Or 20,003, I suppose. Permission denied. Didn't authenticate. Okay. But that account SID, that's definitely the one they gave me. That auth token is definitely the one they gave me. So why would the code example that they gave me not work? Say the following code, yeah. Sure to update the account SID, the auth token, and the from_phone number with values from your Twilio account. The to phone number can be your own mobile number. Let's copy. Let's make sure I'm using the right. Okay. Authenticate to make changes. Did I not authenticate? Password. Paste, verify. Test credentials. I wonder if that would be better to use. Let's try that. Let's try the test credentials. Maybe I can't use the official ones because I don't have like a like an activated account, like an actual live account. Still unable to create a record. Let's try turning off that part. No? Okay. That shouldn't matter anyway. Huh. It's very weird. Let's see if chat's doing anything. Yeah, I can see that the SID has the quotes around it. I'm not sure how I would strip those. I mean, I get how I would strip those. I just don't get... I don't get why they would show up in the first place. You know? Like, it's very weird. Okay, so it looks like I should be able to do https://api.twilio.com and then like this. Okay, so then let's take these quotes off. And we still get that the requested resource wasn't found. But that could be because I don't have the auth key. So let me try changing this instead of single quotes to double quotes. I don't know why that would matter at all, like in the slightest. But let's try that. And watch, I'm going to have double quotes in there. Yeah, so you see this has double quotes. Okay. What else could it be? Have I tried the curl command that's there? No, but let's give that a try. Paste and go. Let's open up Ubuntu again. Yeah, so then the curl... Okay, so we'd have curl-g http. Let's go over here. Oh, here, so I can just... I have one here I can just test. And then auth token I don't have. I need to get the auth token. Where's my auth token? There's my auth token. There's that. There's the auth token. Press return. And I get message body is required. Yeah. Hi there. Okay. So then there'd be a new part here that is dash dash data dash URL encode from, or body equals hi there, and then that. Okay, and that gave me a SID. And I get a message right there, as you can see, sent from your Twilio trial account. Hi there. Okay, so why isn't this working? Do they need to be URL encoded? Is that it? No, but they're showing this as just quotes. As just strings. On the docs. Yeah, the code snippet's basically what I'm copying here. Pause, as I'm sure you noticed. So yeah, let's do quote +1 plus phone number. From is my from. Body is whatever. Okay. Let's try running that again. Unable to create record. Line 209. Line 78. Alright, so let's just look. Twilio, Windows, Python 3.6, unable to create record. And let's just see what it says. Because, yeah, hey, look at that. There's a record. Okay, I have the account SID because that's the AC one. New library mirrors the REST API. Maybe that's it? Maybe there's something that's... Maybe the problem is the... What if we leave that out? Nope. So, like, it's using the test ones now. Print out your auth. No, it's, I mean, this is right. That's the right thing there. The auth token could potentially be wrong, I suppose, but I don't think it is. See if I can find my way back to where I had the test ones. There's the test credentials. Okay, so we have the AC whatever, and then we have the 8, yeah. Yeah, those are both right. Doer profile. No, that's fine. Add new project. Do I need to add a project? No, I shouldn't need to add a project. That would be silly. User settings? Usage. Yeah, so I'm not using an actual account. I'm using the test credentials, which the test credentials should be valid to use for, you know, like fake stuff. Like, I mean, I can send real ones. Like, that's... I don't mind. I'll pay a couple of dollars, whatever. But even then, I don't believe it's going to send real ones here. Yeah. So, let's just try doing... Let's just put in the test credentials here straight. Maybe there's something weird with the Twilio config thing. Okay, so there's that. All right. Use the test credentials. A from phone number is required. Okay. At least we got a new error message, right? So this would be +1 928 770 5693. From phone number is not a valid SMS-capable inbound phone number or shortcode for your account. What? Okay, when you make an API request with your test credentials, Twilio will validate all input as other requests are made with your real credentials. However, some cases where request validity depends on the state of Twilio. Test buying. I don't want to test buying a number. I just want to test sending an SMS. If you like to test API requests to send SMS message without charging your account or sending an SMS, you can use your test credentials. Post the normal API using your test credentials to validate in your test account SID in the URL. Okay. Parameters. All of the existing outbound ones with the exception of message service SID. In addition, I don't have access to any valid from phone numbers on your real account. Therefore, only phone numbers you should use. Oh, are the magic ones. Okay. Okay. So here's a fake from phone number that we can use. 5005550006. The 2 phone number is not a valid one. That's true. Okay. So this is not real. 925 979 516. That's an old Google Voice number I used to have. So that shouldn't work. There we go. There's the message that was sent. So if I come over and I look at my dashboard, I'm assuming I will see something. I'll see a message. Incoming, outgoing. There's an outgoing one. That went to me. Okay. Okay, so now let me use Yeah, so there's something weird. So let's do this. Let's do print settings.get Twilio.account sid. And then let's not actually do this part. Okay. So it gets that as a string. How is that different from that then? Okay, let's go back to trying to do this the old way. So settings.get Twilio.account sid. And then settings.get Twilio.account auth token. Okay. And then let's set up a couple of other things here. I want Twilio.from number, which is going to be equal to something, and I want Twilio.my number, which is going to be equal to something. Put in my real number, put in my real from number here. That's real numbers there, okay. So then pull this back out, and the 2 is going to be settings.get Twilio.from number. Oops. That should be from. This should be 2, which will be settings.get Twilio.my number. Okay. And we're back to not being able to create one. Maybe this isn't a string somehow? Scroll back up here. It's a string, and it's that string. Oh, but when I do print that... okay, hold on. Strip the quote marks. Because the print... There we go. Okay. There we go. And there it is. So I got, "Hi Kenneth, you look awesome." So yeah, so the config file, I guess the config file doesn't need the quote marks on it. Oops. Which means I should be able to do, and then and that, and I should be able to do that, and there should be a new number. Yep, there we go. Okay, we got it working. Thanks, everybody. I mean, Pause and I, we were talking about it earlier, right? We were saying that it looked like there was something something weird going on. And that it wasn't somehow getting it was somehow getting a string with the quote marks in it, and it totally was. So we figured it out. That's cool. I'm glad we figured that out. So that's neat. Yeah. Cool. All right. So that's how you send text messages with Twilio. That's how you send SMS. So what's really cool about Twilio is you can actually make Twilio do phone calls. It will call people. You can tell it voices to use, and you can say like whatever you want to them. And you can even capture what comes back from them. I saw a really awesome Twilio birth announcement. I saw a really cool blog post the other day about using Twilio to do birth announcements. So Sean here, he and his wife were about to have a baby. So he wrote his thing here, and he wrote a Flask app. And so what the app does is he gives it like all the numbers, or he tells everybody to call a certain number. So they call this number, and it's like, hey, if you want to get a birth announcement when the baby's born, do you want a phone call? Like press 1 for a phone call, press 2 for a text message. And then when they did that, it was, okay, give me your phone number, and I put the phone number in. And so then he sent a text to the number with a secret code, and when he did that, his app started sending out phone calls or text messages for people. And if it, like, say it called Grandma was like, oh, that's so great. It would record what she said and then send him the recording of it so that he and his wife could listen to it later when they weren't busy with, having just processed having a baby, which is admittedly a lot to deal with. So, yeah, so it would send a text message or something like that, where it's like, baby Beck was born at 7:36 p.m., weighing 9 pounds, 10 ounces, and 21 inches long. Like, that's really cool. So, I saw this, and I was like, that's a really neat way to do that. And it's a cool thing to get to play with for Twilio and Python. So, cool. So, everybody, thanks for watching. We managed to build a thing where people could sign up to get a nice text message if they wanted a text message. And then we built the thing that would handle sending all the messages. So what you would do is now, because we have this command that we can run, you would set this up so that it would send a text message like every hour. It would go randomly fetch people who hadn't had a text message yet today and would send them a text message. So you'd probably add something to the user account that was like last time messaged. If it hadn't been within the last 5 hours or whatever, then you could send them a new message, update their record, and then go on to the next person. So yeah, I think it's a cool way of doing it. But that is noon, so I'm gonna have to call it for today. Thanks everybody for watching. Couple of minutes to get in any last questions. If you can type one up real quick, then go for it. Otherwise, I will be back soon. I don't know if I'm going to do next week or not. Next week is a holiday week here in the US. So I may or may not be. I'm traveling that week. So depending on how I feel on Friday morning, there may or may not be a live stream. I'm flying back home late on Thursday, so we'll see. But I don't have any ideas, so send me ideas of things you'd like to see built. And yeah, Amar, what are my plans for Pi Ohio? Well, I'm going to be there because I'm speaking. I'm getting in super early on Friday morning. I'm doing like an overnight flight from Oregon to Ohio. So I'll be there super early Friday morning, completely exhausted and jet lagged, but I'm more than happy to hang out and have if you want to get a meal or a drink or something, let me know. I'm gonna be around. I'm happy to meet people and hang out. I'll try to remember to bring some Treehouse stickers. And then I'm speaking on Saturday in the afternoon. Sunday I'll be just attending the conference, and then I'm flying home on Monday. So should be really good. But yeah, I've got my slides done. And we'll see how that goes. Vitex, I'm guessing by support you mean Twilio's support. I've never used their support. I don't know what it's like. That whole problem there was purely Pyramid and the INI file thing. It had nothing to do with Twilio. That was just me not knowing what was going on there. So yeah, Ryan, glad you enjoyed it. I'll see all of you soon. Well, actually, I won't. I'll see your chat messages soon. But we'll all be hanging out again before too long. So send me at Twitter down there, at Kenneth Love on Twitter. Send me ideas for stuff you'd like to see me build and play with. It doesn't have to be Python, but there may be a lot more. Oh God, what do I do now? If it's not Python, but if you're cool with watching that, then go for it. But yeah, I will see you all in a week or two. So have a good weekend, everybody.